Hello there, I'm Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astronumerologist. Welcome to your full moon and first half of May abundance forecast. Now, the universal number for May creates a really beautiful, powerful juxtaposition between the full and new moons this month. And I haven't seen anything like this before, actually, so you can expect really big shifts because this is a really special code. And that means your abundance meter, the one that's supposed to happen in 2015, well, it's going way up in May. So let's look at this. Let's look at the first full moon since April 4th's blood moon and eclipse. And, you know, I have to just tell you that that full moon later in the month and the code for the new moon and Mercury retrograde, they're absolutely stunning and actually mind-blowing, which we'll see in a moment, because the numbers lineup is perfect with each other. And it lines up with the 8 universal year we're in right now as well. So it's a really powerful dance in the heavens that we're having. So that means the year of awakened wealth consciousness factor is being magnified in a wonderful way during the month of May. And I'll show you how the full moon code lines up in a moment, because I need to start first with the code for May, just to set the storyline in place. So May is a 13 universal month in numerology. And when you add 5 for May, plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5 for 2015, it equals 13. Now 13 is the number of empowerment, the number of empowerment. It also is the number of manifestation and transformation, so life, death, rebirth. And so you can see it's a very dynamic number. So the gift of strength that you receive is aligned with your openness to change. 13 has gotten a bad rap over the past few centuries in some cultures, not all cultures, but it's really just a disconnect about embracing and nurturing your inner strength as your true source, not relying on outer forces to provide you with answers, right? So that change sometimes has to come in and address a house that you may have built with somebody else's bricks, not your own bricks. So 13 has a way of strengthening what is authentic and transforming what's not real to you. And that can be confronting. But the challenge is directly related to your inner resistance. So if you have a challenge with that, then it's just that you're resisting the change. So it's really a blessing, okay? And 13 is made up of numbers 1 and 3. And 1 and 3 add up to 4. So let's look at those numbers. 1 is the first number. Number 1, original thought, confidence, standing tall, new beginnings. 3 represents the triad of creation and the joy of communicating your authentic message through your voice. So 1 is the idea, 3 takes the idea and creates and communicates it. And then the number 4 comes in and manifests it all into physical reality. So 4 is the square, and it's going to ground anything into tangible results. So you can see why the number 13 is so powerful when you understand this symbolism. So in May, you have that number 13 at your service for 31 straight days. And even 31 and 13, they're in the same family in numerology, actually, and I refer to them both as genius numbers. Now, keep in mind, numbers 4 and 8 in numerology are in the manifestation triad. And they have a really unique relationship to each other. The number 8 and 4 are magnetically attracted to each other, and this relationship is totally unique in numerology. In fact, there are no other 2 numbers that have that kind of destined attraction like the 4 and 8 do. So, having said that, check out these 2 numbers and how they get triggered across the board by this Scorpio full moon in the month of May 2015. This full moon has the moon in Scorpio, the sun in Taurus, and it occurs on May 4th at 4:42 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time or Universal Time. Now, May 4th is, of course, a 4 universal day. And since May is a 13 universal month, which reduces to the number 4, May 4th triggers that number 13 for a dynamic magnification. Okay, so it makes the full moon even fuller. But there's more. The actual date, May 4th, 2015, when you add up each of those numbers, it adds up to 17. Now, why is that so important? Well, 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8, okay? The number 4 and 8 relationship already is brought to life by that. But something else happens too. We're in an 8 universal year in 2015. And so the number 17 triggers that leadership and wealth and empowerment number 8 for 2015 as well. The number of infinity is triggered, right, by the actual date. So 17 and 8 are about our infinite resources. 17 is also what I call the immortality number. So the day number for May 4th, which is 4, activates May, which is 13. And then the universal date number for the full date, which is 17, activates 2015 because they're both 8s. So we have a double 4 and a double 8 already. But that's not the end of the story. And this is why it's so amazing. Because it really gets surreal, actually. Believe it or not, the sun and moon for this full moon lie opposite each other at 13 degrees. The sun's at 13 degrees in Taurus. The moon is at 13 degrees Scorpio. I mean, that is just incredible. They're both activating the number 13. They're both activating the number 4 because 1 plus 3 is 4, right? And one more thing, the icing on the cake, and this is so beautiful. The sun and moon, which of course they have to oppose each other, right, to form that full moon, to make it full. Well, they're creating a dynamic T-square with the planet of blessings and bounty and joy, and that is Jupiter. So this is really, really good news because Jupiter is going to enhance the transformative quality of the number 13, but it's going to do it with joy and optimism. So you'll be able to integrate your changes with greater acceptance and peace, and it's just going to feel good. There's a happiness factor that Jupiter always brings, right? Now here's the thing. Jupiter for this T-square, for this full moon, also is at 13 degrees. Now that's really amazing. Jupiter's at 13 degrees Leo, a sign that's ruled by the sun. So the element of light and courage and confidence is even more enhanced. So we got a triple 13 with just those 3 planets. I absolutely love this full moon. I want you to know that your ability to manifest in May, because of this incredibly dynamic code of 4s and 8s and multiple 13s and that number 17 of immortality, it's a profound merging of these numbers, which are all in the same manifestation family, right? So your ability to manifest your creations, your ideas, your passions into real, tangible results is truly magnificent this month. Now we have an added dynamic of Pluto forming a beautiful trine to the sun for even more depth and healing, and Neptune forming another harmonious trine to the moon, which brings a wonderful ethereal spirituality and heart-centered dynamic to the table. So look at this sacred, beautiful geometry of this full moon moment. Look at how beautiful that is. This special full moon is going to nourish you for the next 2 weeks. And then we're going to arrive at another big event, the new moon and Mercury retrograde on May 18th and 19th. So they happen just hours apart. And I'm going to look at that event in my new moon video for the second half of May. I really don't want you to miss this one because the storyline that just began with this full moon and the monthly code, it's actually continuing with the next lunation. So go and put your ideas into action. Make a plan, get organized, implement your goals, create a clear step-by-step strategy. The blessings of 2015 are really starting to pour in now. We've passed that intense first 4 months with the eclipse cycle, the 11/11 eclipse on March 20th, the blood moon eclipse on April 4th, the dissipation of Uranus-Pluto square after those years of intensity. We're now in a period of rejoicing, celebration, and calmness. So now, it won't just appear. You've got to actively participate, right? You have got to keep your energy clear and pure, stay true to your values, true to what fulfills you to the core. The joy and peace and the abundance, they are all byproducts of loving your life into reality. You do this, and you lock in the 2015 code of awakened wealth consciousness for the rest of the year. That's how powerful May 2015 is. Now, I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know how you're manifesting. I love to hear from you. So please feel free to leave your inspiration or your comment below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you soon in May's new moon forecast.